But yeah, should we hop into some questions of the week?
Caw, you said caw. Yes, we should. Sorry.
Caw.
I sound like a 10-year-old.
Question.
Let's do it.
Okay. So,
This is probably my favorite segment besides crypto.
I know this is honestly one of my favorites too, just because like the questions we get asked sometimes are so funny. I'm like, it's like I thought I was what goes through you people's head, fucking weirdo. We have some weirdos in here, but I love it. I love you all, and I love the weird shit that goes on in your heads. Okay, so question numéro 2. What is your take on meme stocks moving forward during rising interest rates? Crushed by financials or still opportunities for short squeezes?
I think it really depends on the meme stock, but I kind of think I know which stock in particular they're talking about, which is AMC. And I still do not know how some of you people are invested in that stock. Like, that valuation like makes 0 sense to me. And they still host AMC Twitter Spaces every single day.
Also, my mom is so annoying.
Kind of the only thing that I can think of. What other meme stock?
She's always calling me all the time. And I told her, I'm like, Mom, I'm recording the podcast tonight at this time. And of course she freaking calls me. I'm like, I'm busy.
I love her. I absolutely love her. Your mom is so funny.
I know. She's crazy.
You two are like sassy, like the perfect amount of sass back and forth to each other. And I'm like, I'm not getting involved. I'm saying all this. It's cute.
I know. We like have these
and
little,
she's beautiful. Like, oh, your mom is flames.
I know, she's so definitely hot. A MILF for sure. Okay, so next question. Are BJs only for special occasions or should they be normalized? Both ways, not just for men.
Oh my gosh. Okay, that was kind of a... Let's get into it. You want to go first?
Yeah, I can go first. I definitely think that BJs should absolutely be normalized. I think that if you're not giving or receiving, I don't know what's going to happen to your relationship, but I think that there's definitely some technique
cheating
and
probably.
Skill. Yeah. There's a lot of technique and skill involved in BJs going both ways. So I recommend to everyone to learn how to do it best and the anatomy specifically for females, what the anatomy is and what should go where and all that stuff. That's so much fun. But yeah, they should totally be normalized. Yes, that's how I feel on that subject.
I couldn't agree more. Like, it's not the nicest thing to look at, but you're not really doing it to look at it. Like, you're trying to pleasure your partner. And
really, I like love it. I think
that's super important. Like, I just feel like it's one of those where you're like in the mood. It's like, drop them. Like, drop your trousers right now. I'm about to do this.
Drop them.
Take them off. Take them off. I'm in the mood. But definitely, I think that's should be normalized. I do have friends that are like, ew, I would never suck his dick. And I'm like, you're lost, man, because he's going to do it back to you, and that shit feels good.
Yeah, literally. Also, like, yeah, I have so many friends that don't like to do it whatsoever, and I'm like, girl, that's bad.
So there's some... I think a lot of it too is people don't like the gag reflex that it triggers, and I heard that if you take your thumbs and do this and squeeze, you don't gag. But then I'm like, okay, so what do you do with your hands?
There's definitely some
Just
techniques
I don't
that
know.
we could go into, but I feel like that's a little explicit. I don't know. We could go into them.
Yeah, I don't want to get censored again. We'll go to the next question.
I'm gonna just say this. I'm not saying anything about anything, but
I've got a
for
giant
those that
pen
are
we can
worried about
practice with.
a gag reflex, you have hands for a reason. You can grab. You don't have to go that far. And then for the men, Google the clit. That's all I have to say.
Yes,
Okay.
Jesus, please.
Next question.
Please.
Thoughts on the economy, the Fed, and the overall market moving forward from Ukraine, Russia? Do you see a recession, higher inflation, a market crash? What is your opinion?
I still think, and I'm standing by this, and I really don't know why, because I have not been around for a war. I haven't been trading this long, but I still think the market is going to dip. I think it's going to dip. I know we had some really good green days last week, but like I think tomorrow's going to be a really bloody day in the market. I just have this like gut feeling. I think it's because things aren't really tightening up with Russia. I don't know how long wars last, but in my mind I was hoping this was like a 3-day. The first time they got together to talk, I thought it was going to end.
Yeah, like COVID when we thought it was a 2-week thing.
And then the market was going to rally. Yeah. So honestly, I'm not seeing the market moving upwards anytime soon, but this isn't financial advice, and I don't know. Like, there's a lot to take into account. I think oil is going to keep rising. I've seen crazy accusations of like, $200. I don't see that, but I do see it going up, and maybe the blue chip oil stocks are going to go down, and maybe EVs will run. Like, I could kind of see a lot of different things happening.
So,
what do you think?
I agree that I think that the market is going to go down. I think people are just like so eager for good news, and I feel like people want to be bullish so badly, but there's so much shit going on. China Wednesday night drove their little army boats on the coast of Taiwan, and then 3 hours later Taiwan experienced major power outages. So like, it's not, nobody knows what the cause of the power outages were from, but I mean, we're in a very interesting time right now. There's like the threat of nuclear war. There's the threat of, like Russia, Ukraine, which is an existing threat that's priced in kind of currently. But like, what happens if China gets an idea from Russia and just decides to fucking take over Taiwan? Or what if last night, or whenever it was, Wednesday night, was a test for like some future attack, and seeing how Taiwan responds, how long it takes them to respond. Like, I don't know what was going on, and I don't know if it was China, but there's so much uncertainty in the world. And then on top of it, there's a fact that we have ridiculously high inflation right now.
Yes.
Large cap stocks are supremely overvalued. That's a fact. They've been due for a correction before all of this shitstorm that's been going on in the world. So now with the added shitstorm, I just don't think it's a recipe for anything bullish. So I agree with you. I think that the market could see itself come down a little bit more. I drew a little resistance line on the NASDAQ, and yesterday it touched it and it closed basically like at my resistance line, and then today, Thursday, it opened above it, and then it came all the way down and through it and back under. So I feel like that was pretty bearish, but I didn't notice like supremely high volume on that. But still, it's just like the market is all over the place. I definitely don't think it's a time to go like super long, and by super long I mean put all of your eggs in that basket, but I do think that you could start adding to positions that you want to be long in long term. So like I've been adding to, what did I add to?
Yes. You're adding to your winners.
Yeah. Add to the winners, not the losers. I've obviously, as I've been saying on the pod, I've been adding to various materials stocks like uranium and copper, specifically ones that are United States based, because those will be necessary for nuclear power, for EVs, like for producing batteries, for producing chips and all this shit. But yeah, just
futuristic stocks. I would look at military stocks, I think.
Yeah, Raytheon, Halliburton. Those are probably good ones to look at too. Thoughts on Mama Cathie Wood? I fucking love Cathie. I think she's a queen. Her portfolio.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with her.
I know, I love her. Her portfolios are dope. She's like kind of the only one that's doing major investments in innovation, which is super cool because the future is innovation. People that think that we're going to stay in the past are on crack. And, you know, we saw it at the NYSE. They just trade the stuff that's most traded because they're traders. They're trading on the day. But, like, if you're investing for long term, I think a lot of her stocks are going to come out as winners. Not every single one, but I think a lot of them will. And her investment strategy is pick like a bunch of stocks that have the potential to go up 1,000%. Even if some don't, the other ones that do will make up for it. So I don't know. We'll see.
Right.
5,
like
10
she's looking
years,
at those. She's looking at the pre-Googles and the Microsofts in the garage. Like, she's playing it right, and she's beautiful. And if you're listening to this, Cathie Woods, we would love to have you on the show.
Cathie Wood, we love you.
Please and thank you. Someone tag her in this.
I think that is it on questions. Wait, let me look. Yes.
Oh, I think the last one was oil, which
we already answered that. So yeah, I think that is it on questions. Hi everyone, we have a very exciting announcement for you today.
If we hit 100,000 subscribers by August 26th, one lucky fan will have a chance to hang with us in New York City.
It gets better. You won't be coming alone, you'll get to bring a friend.
We'll fly you both first class, stay in a dope hotel, and go on a double date.
With us at one of New York City's most exclusive restaurants. We will sugar mommy the whole thing.
We have fun activities planned for the entire weekend, including $5,000 to each of you in any currency you choose.
So hit the subscribe button and we can't wait to see you in New York.